Hi there, welcome to number one Geek. It is I, Saz, and we're back with some more Project Zomboid. Yes, I'm still doing some after work recording. For some strange reason it wasn't taking anything, but today we're going home. Finally taking the trip back. And as you can see, I'm just going to have a quick go through. We're just looking forward to seeing what happens. There's a few things that I had expected at the time. Of course, there being lots of zombies in the road because of the waterous equalisation that the game seems to have when it comes to zombies. They just keep on coming, which is fine. Just keep dealing with them. Hopefully that we won't have too much of zombie equalisation back at home base. The other thing is, obviously, the generator will be off, and I suspect that the fridges will be down and out, and all the produce that I put in there is going to end up being completely useless, apart from more compost. And speaking of compost, we have got to see how much compost we have left to be able to make the garden workbench. We need 20 units. I don't exactly know how many bags 20 units is, but we'll just have to see. Each bag has like 10 in it, so I was kind of thinking it's probably going to be 2 bags. I don't think it was, so we'll just have to find out, see how well we do. Let's just move it in there. This thing turns like a dog. So I'm scraping trees on the way back there, but what can you do? It's just zombies in the road. There is that thing where I have promised myself that I will deal with a lot of the zombies lying here, but hey, is he getting it done? I doubt it. But by rights, they should actually decompose and go away. That's remains to be seen though. Still got a crap load of bodies lying around. So we're getting very close to home now. There's one that I just killed. Does look like there are a couple around here. I may have turned in a bit too early here, by the looks of it. Threading the needle. Oof, that's close. That wasn't just threading the needle, that was skidding the knees, that was. Right, well, finally we're home. Looks like really not that much has been happening around the local area. So we'll just park up close. Let's just check on all our bits and pieces. As you can hear, it's quiet. So the first thing to do is get that generator working straight away. Pick up 2 to make sure that I can do that. Now, I think there's a part here where I actually consider repairing it first, but I think, well, no, I need to get all this stuff done. I can repair it later. I mean, it's not like I don't have any bits and pieces to, you know, electronic parts to repair it. Everything's back down, so let's have a quick look down here and see, because I can hear the fridges are working now. Found them. quite surprisingly, we still got fresh frozen stuff. So that was a pleasant surprise. I'm not too sure if that had to do with the fact that I wasn't there for too long. You have to excuse me, I'm yawning. It's nearly 3 o'clock in the morning at the moment. Got loads of stuff doing. I've not slept for a while. Daughter's having her teeth coming through. Right, let's go check on this this compost. Now, hopefully that will be enough. Check out the compost. Check it with the B button. Spend the 5 minutes it takes for the system to kick in. And I don't see it there, which is a little bit of a worry. So, clicked on the everything button, just still waiting for the game to get itself sorted, really. There we go. And still nothing. So there's only one last thing that we can do. Let's type in either workbench, I think, or bench. I can't read it from here. Man, I need glasses. It's been an old man's all about, and it's still not happening. So I've got 3 bags of compost, and it's still not enough. So at this point, fortunately for you, you haven't heard the language that is coming out of my mouth right now. I had time to reflect on it, and yeah, there's it seems like that. I hope if it's bugged, it's bugged. There's not a lot anyone can do about it, but just trying to find out how much of those units is supposed to be the correct amount is beyond words of what I know and what you might know. So I do start trying to mix and match, putting like compost back in and so forth, which you'll see very shortly. I think I've taken out as much compost as I can to see if that perhaps was be enough, but it doesn't look that way. Now, since it takes about a week for a decent amount of compost to be made, yeah, I wasn't a happy bunny. The fact that I have got to now find something else to do, and I felt like I've wasted everybody's time in coming back and returning to the same old, so to speak. But as you'll see, I kind of come up with a brand new plan. But in the meantime, I'm just popping a few things down. Still probably yattering on about how upset I am about the fact that the compost is just not seeming to work. I mean, there's a certain amount of discussion to be had about artificially extending things, making things harder just to extend the process. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in Hydrocraft, but sometimes it feels like you're made to jump through hoops just for jumping through hoops' sake. But I still play it. I mean, the other thing I like about Hydrocraft is that you've got the extra stuff there, and some of that stuff is completely and utterly useless, which is probably makes it a little bit more realistic in the sense of a zombie game sort of thing. You are going to find stuff that you're really not going to find any use for, but every now and again there's going to be something. You know, with the original game or the out of the box game, a lot of it is geared towards stuff that you can survive with, and it doesn't have that whole element of you going through a cupboard and finding just a pen and thumbtacks and some clips, paper clips. Man, I mean, okay, they have got to the point, you know, like the toilet paper and toilet paper house and other things like that, fun little things, but it doesn't come to the point of such useless stuff as Hydrocraft does. So now all I'm doing is just getting all the bits and pieces together and just starting to organise myself so I can put stuff away into their particular Hydrocraft areas. Maybe weapons. Maybe not weapons, but definitely seeds. We'll put those away. If there's any more bags and sacks and stuff that might be used. What's the electronics thing? So I expect all the scraps going in. Yep. And probably any sort of electrical stuff, which doesn't seem to be that much in all honesty. Probably have a sack to drop somewhere. No, no, some of the rotten food is going in the composter. In the vain hope that putting two bits of compost together might work. And this is where I'm doing the math, I think. I'm picking up a bag of compost. Thinking, well, hold on a second, there's a bag of compost with like about 7% in it, so why don't I just pour it into one of those things, grab what's left of it, and then pour it into the other one. Seems a sensible idea, doesn't it? Turning the compost into there, which makes a certain amount. I'm pressing the B button again just to check. And still no. It isn't until later that I find out that no matter how much I put in there, there's still going to be the same percentage left in there that was left beforehand. It doesn't actually allow you to equalise and then take everything out, which I thought was a little bit strange, but whatever. Still haven't got my fourth bag of compost. I think it's probably at this point where I start thinking about the idea of maybe looking at some of the other workbenches to create. but I'm still struggling with the idea at the moment of trying to equalise the percentages to get a full bag. It's not working, Saz. Simple as that, mate. At some point I'll give up. At some point. But I don't know if that's a Hydrocraft thing or if that's actually like the main game issue. Is it won't let you take out a full amount. You've got to take out a minimum. So it looks like I've given up. And now it's time to put seeds and whatnots into the gardening bin. I say gardening bin, it's actually like a gardening crate, but bin'll do, mate. Storage container, or whatever you want to call it. Open up those mystery seeds, find out what we've got. Nothing too spectacular, but better than a kick in the teeth or a poke up the arse of a sharp stick. Or a night snogging Donald Trump. I don't think I'd like to snog Donald Trump. I bet he's a sloppy kisser. He's like all over the place. Politics. Not my bag, babe. I demand my presidents on how good they kiss. Now, is this where I... don't know. So much happened, so much that I'm trying to remember. So I think you'll find that I hope that I'm going to go have a look at doing the canteens. Because I thought you could strap more canteens than just the two. Or I could just be having a cigarette. Oh, I've moved over to the canteens. So I've still got the whole thing going, so I think I'm checking the canteens and just seeing if... Because I thought there was one where you could actually strap 3 canteens together, but it looks like I was wrong. And it's okay to be wrong. You don't have to be right all the time. Helps being right some of the time, but you don't have to be right all of the time. And that's an important point that needs to be made. So, just made myself some more, speaking of making stuff, that's 2 sets of strapped canteens, which my thought is that we can get some spares, leave some bases, so in cases of emergency we have a large water supply left over. And that will be Chavvy Gavin filling those up. Popping those to the side. Not too sure where. I mean, I suppose that top base would be a nice place to put the canteen. But there's always options, isn't there? Maybe put one in the back of a car as an emergency water source. Certainly is a common sense sort of thing. Make sure you do have a backup just in case things go horribly wrong. I mean, we have seen in the past zombies nick your weapon and you know, take everything out of your hands, make you drop everything. I think it's time I'm going for bed now. Usually about 8 o'clock. So hopefully, depending on my character, because he's a heavy sleeper, it takes some time and hopefully be light. 6. Yeah, nice and light. So yeah, I mean most of this session has been get myself organised. Let's see if anything happens here with the compost. No. Probably me grumbling again about how sometimes I hate Hydrocraft but love it still at the same time. Maybe we get more gas cans. I think because I noticed we were running out of gas. So it's a question of finding all the empty gas cans. Oh, I could be wrong. I think it's this one is where I'll go get the gas cans. It's the last thing I do for this session, I believe. Right, I think this is where I'm looking for my gun. I think this is where I find that one of them has like either a red dot sight or a laser sight on it, which I thought probably might help Chavvy Gavin when he's shooting. Also, because I've got a double holster, whether I should be carrying 2 guns of different caliber, so that I can swap over as soon as one runs out of bullets. It means I've just got 2 sets of pistol bullets to go. The one thing I think I am completely done with is the shotgun. It's caused me more hassles than it's worth. But I believe the police car has longer range weapons. I think I might be checking now. Yep, for empty gas cans. And then I realise that there's 2 machetes in the back of that van. Or back in the police car, should I say. I think I might check out that lorry as well, even though I'm pretty sure it was empty. Yeah. So, we've got to head to the petrol station or gas station and fill ourselves up with some stuff. Obviously there is a certain amount of risk here because set the noisemaker off, and noisemakers generally tend to attract biters, and biters generally tend to attract zombification, and zombification tends to attract the end of the game. So yes, we want to be very cautious. There have had times where I have just been concentrating solely on getting fuel, and a horde of zombies has somehow managed to sneak up behind me. Might have something to do with the big loud noise, meaning I couldn't hear them going up on me, or just the fact I wasn't concentrating. Just got to stop concentrating this game for a few seconds and that's it. Yeah, indeed. Boy, you did. I don't think there's been a single sneaky pop today either. That'll disappoint a few people. Everybody loves a good sneaky pop. It's sneaky popular. I'll get my coat. Right, there's the garage over there. A nice secretary to stop me from being embarrassed by my crap jokes. So first things first, we've got to get the generator started. And just want to make sure I'm keeping a listen out for any sort of zombie movement or noise or groans or snarls. The snarls tend to be the important ones because that usually tends to mean that they've actually seen a target, and that target more than likely tends to be you. So now I'm having issues with the toy wagon because the pump seems to be, or the gas can tends to be held in the offhand or the second hand, which means every time I do it, we're dropping the toy wagon. So we're adding a lot of weight. I strongly suspect that I'm going to get a bone broken marking coming up, seeing as that weight limit thing is absolutely screaming at me in red. But this is just a question of keep your eyes out, and the worst thing about it is as well is that because there is a problem with me dropping the toy wagon, I could actually get myself into serious trouble being overweight and trying to fight off a horde of zombies without as many noodles. But we're pretty much done. Right, so time to head our way back home. Obviously start dealing with those moodles as well on the way back. Probably just smoke at some point soon as well. Looks like I'm whistling dogs. Something fun to do. Send them home. Pop them with the rest of the dog collection that I have. I believe they're quite useful at later days, especially with hunting and trapping and stuff like that. Depending on the type of dog, each dog has a function, I believe. Anywho, I want to say thanks for watching. If you like what you like, press the like button. If you dislike what you dislike, press the dislike button. But please pop something down in the comment section to let me know how I can improve my content for you. If you like what you see, why not press that subscribe button? And if you super like it, why not press that bell icon so you get updated every time I upload new content to YouTube. So, a little bit more to do this time around. I think what we're going to do is concentrate on the electronics bench for next episode. See where we go from there. All I say is thanks for watching, guys. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.